Hi everybody, tonight's the video will be a doll. How to knit a doll on your ADDI Express knitting machine. First I will cast on my project by going one in the front, one in the back of each needle. For the first row, open the yarn feeder, put your yarn in the back of the white needle and then you crank. This video will be in 3 parts. First part will be doing the dolls. The second part will be the hair and the face. And third part will be the dress for the dolls. So I start with the head right now. For the head, I put the video a little bit faster and I need 40 rows. When I got my 40 rows, I will just cut the yarn and remove all the stitches one by one with my wool needle. I crank my machine to make sure that it passes in front of the yarn feeder so that way it will release by the machine. If you don't release by cranking your machine, you will have a lot of trouble to remove the project from it. So I remove each stitches and keep cranking. So this part will be the head. This, there you go. So you put that aside and you stretch your work. So next, bring back my machine, put my counter to 0 and cast on my second piece for my doll. Cast one in the front, one in the back for the first row. Open the yarn feeder, put your yarn in it, put the counter to 0 and you crank. I would put it faster till I get to the number I need for my doll. When you touch your work touch the table, it's time to turn it like a turtleneck. If you don't, it will add some tension on your work and you will have some drop stitch. So for the part you will need 2 times 85 rows. So your body and legs and arm will be with 85 rows. So crank it, never start on the tail, and you put your finger on it to prevent the drop. When you got like 5 or 6 remove, it's easier. So I will put that a little bit faster. There. Almost remove. So you need 2 times 85 rows to do the body, arms and legs. Stretch it. So you got your 3 pieces. Time to close both tube. Pull on the string. Put all the thing inside. And then you will close it with a double knot. Just to make sure everything's secure, I always get some stitches like that. Stretch again, and you do the same thing to the other side. And If you add some yarn during your project like I did, make sure you do a double knot to keep it safe and keep your tail inside. Pull on the string. With the wool needle, grab some stitches to make sure there is no hole in the middle. There. And do a double knot. You go in the loop. Keep a loop. It's very tight. Stretch it. Make sure it's straight, not twisted. Because if it's twisted, you will have some trouble during your mattress stitch. So I cut the tail. I put those two on top, and I will fold it. It's the same size. Fold it like that, and the other one the same thing. I will get a piece of yarn, put it in the middle like this, turn the other side and do the same thing like that. I have to remove my DNA. My hair is all over my project. I'm losing my hair. So now I have to pull there, attach it. Now it's time to do the mattress stitch. I put the tail inside, and very important to grab 2 stitch on the side, 2 stitch on the other side, and at the end we will pull on it, and you will see the magic appear. There. So don't worry if I don't stretch it right now. I don't pull on it because I have enough yarn anyways. So I go grab one side and then the other side till I get to the end. So we do the same thing with the legs and the arms and the body. For now it's the legs time. I will put that a little bit faster because I think you understand that right now. Okay, a little bit faster. There. Keep going. And almost there. And I will do some pulling. You put one end on the side and one on the other side, and then you pull. It's magic. And make sure you keep an eye on the tail on the feet of your doll, because you don't want to lose that part. So I will continue closing this. There. Pull. Do a knot with the tail that was already there, and time to close the feet part with a double knot. I will create like a loop, push it with my finger and thumbs, and voila, time to hide it inside the legs. You could stuff the legs and the arm, but I choose not to, Cause my little girl love it like this. She like the ragdoll style. Ragdoll. Woohoo! It's hard to say. So I do the same thing with the arm, like you already see. There. Keep going. Almost finished the mattress stitch part for the legs and arm, and I will go on the body after that. Loop and tight. Do a loop and tight to do the knot. I did. Oops, going too fast. There. There. It's all gone. I did. So you continue by doing the same thing with the mattress stitch technique. You go and grab the same column of rows and you grab 2 on the side, 2 on the other side. That. You do that till you get like in the middle of it, and you will do the same thing on the other side, and you will keep the tail at both sides and attach together in the middle of the legs, between the legs. Almost time to pull on your yarn. Like that, and you pull. Doo, 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 doo. Magic part. Attach it together, pull on it, and you do the same thing the other side. I always start on the top and going down. That's my way, but you could use your own way. I put that a little bit faster because you already seen it and you understand how to do it now. So you go in the middle, you attach both tail together and do a double knot, and I did between the 2 layers of your legs. Now it's time to attach the head. The head was 40 rows, and you pull on both strings of the tube to close the tube, and when it did, you use your wool needle, pick in the middle to reach the other side, attach both strings together, stretch, 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 and then you will put your stuffing in it. But first you have to grab every 2 stitch with your wool needle, cut it, the excess, and then you will be able to close it after to put your stuffing in it. So I grab every 2 stitch, that, keep going, there, and when you get to the other side, when you start, you have 2 strings to pull on it. So you put your stuffing in the middle. It's not the original one. The original one is already on the doll because I forgot to put that part on the video, so I redo it. And I didn't have enough stuffing, so I just used what I have left. So personally, I put more stuffing for the head. So time to attach it. You go on the chest, on the head, on the chest, on the head. You grab 1 stitch every time. On the head, on the shoulder, and you pull. You could do twice around the neck or only 1. It's up to you. Personally, I do twice. There. Almost finished the first part. Don't give up. The first part is the doll, the second part is the hair and face, and the third part is the dress. See, I did it twice, and I will attach it here. Pull on it, and I will do a loop and attach with a double knot. I will tighten it a little bit like that. I like it that way. I do a little bit of a loop, and voila! Hide it in the body of the doll. So you have watched the first part. We are going to the second part. For the finger and not the finger, the hand and feet, I just put a piece of yarn around it, do a knot, and hide it in the doll. Time to put the hair on it now. For the hair, I just use a box of mask that I have on my table. So I just go around with my yarn like that. I go faster, save some time. And when I decide that I have enough, I will cut it. Almost there. Cut it. Now it's time to attach it in the middle. It's like 6-inch wide right now. I will check if it. I will do like a wig for my my doll, but it's will be attached on the head at the end. So with a hook number 4 or 5, I will attach with some yarn in the middle. If you want to do it like I did on the other dolls that I made before, it's up to you. It's only like a new thing I decide to try. I grab like 4 or 5 string of yarn. I do a stitch on it, single stitch, and I will grab it, and I will do that for this side, and I will turn my hair the other side and do the same thing. I put that faster, but I think you understand what I did. If you're not comfortable with that technique, just use the one that you're more comfortable with it. This is only a way that I use for this one. It was the first time for me too. So I decide to do that like that. There. Finish. So the wig is ready. Time to put it on the doll. To do it, I will use my wool needle. Start in the middle and front. I go like that and do a knot, double knot. Keep a long tail to hide it in the hair. I will go on the top of the head and make sure that it's grab a lot of the head to make sure that it's secure. And I will go like that till I get to the back and do a double knot. Just shake it a little bit, and I will remove the excess with some scissors. Very important to have sharp scissors when you do craft. So you could keep the hair like that. If you don't want, you could do some ponytail like I did. I will attach a ponytail with some blue yarn that I have on my table, and it will go well with the dress at the end. So we'll go a double knot with the blue to attach it, and I will do a little bow. The bow will be attached twice. so it will be more secure. One time, fix it, and a double knot. There. And I will cut the excess. Click. I do the same the other side. I start loving my little doll. It looked like something cute right now. I'm happy. It made me smile. So if you're still with me right now, can you write on YouTube comment the word doll? Just doll. And I will be happy to see that you listen the video till here. You're in the part 2 of the video. That's great. So the little doll need a little bit of a hairdresser cut right now. Okay, and now I will attach both ponytail on the side of my doll because I don't want my ponytail to move. I want it to be like straight tight on the doll. So I will attach it on the place where I attach the hair to keep all it tight. I do a double knot and I will hide it in the ponytail, and I will cut the excess at the end. I will do the same thing the other side. The yarn I use for the body is seashell from Bernat Satin. There were no beige or brown, so I used the pale pink, and turned out to be nice with the burgundy hair. So time to put the eyes. You won't see like correctly for the first, but you will see correctly. So I will prepare the first eye. You will see better on the other eyes. That's the first one. I put a button on in the middle of my yarn, do a double knot and attach it. For the second eye, I use those buttons. It's almost like a little beans and very small hole in it, so I will use the thing that you clean your teeth with it, and it's too small. The hole is too small for my big needle. See, can't go through. So I will use that blue thing, the gum. It's like $4 and you got like 20 or 50 in it, so you will be good for a long time project. So it gives me the chance to go in the middle like that, do a double knot, make sure you got enough yarn both sides of the button to attach it correctly on the head. There, it's there. So with my wool needle, I will go and measure the place where I want it to be. With the wool needle, I will go and put the direction to my needle to the hair, so that way I will hide the color of the yarn that I use for the eyes. And both tail, I will attach it with a double knot. Make sure you don't go too tight because you don't want to change the shape of your face. There. And we'll hide it in the ponytail like I did with other yarn before. So that's the eyes. Look pretty. So the eyes is done. Now it's time to do the little mouth. So I have some, I will do in the middle, I will do a V. So I will pinch, not pinch, but go through and come back and go on the top of the, go in the first, and I will come back down. I keep a long tail because I will hide it at the back of the head at the end. So it will do a little mouth, a V mouth. I hide the tail the other side with my wool needle. Don't stretch it too much because it's gonna change the shape of your mouth. So with the tip of my needle I will go and fix it like that. She look cute. And I will do a double knot in the back, and I will push on the knot to hide it. I will go and put the tail in the head, and after that I will push on the knot with the tip of my needle to hide it. Almost finished part 2 of the video. Almost time to do the part 3. Push on it. There. Voila! Her face is done and hair is done. She look pretty. I'm happy with it. So time to do part 3. So for part 3 I will cast on with waste yarn. It's gonna be the lower part of my dress. And don't worry, I will give you the recipe for the dress. There. Put that in the yarn feeder and you crank. So I crank it with waste yarn, and then I will add some colors. You don't attach the waste yarn, so you just put in the middle and bring your project yarn, and then you crank. I pull on my yarn. There. My machine is moving because it's not attached, so don't worry for that. I get used to it for the video. So put in the middle, add a new color, put that faster because you already seen that before. And I do the white. So for the dress, I did 5 waste yarn, 5 blue, 10 white, 15 blue, 10 white, 5 blue, and 5 waste yarn. So it gives you a total of 5 waste yarn, 45 of project yarn, and 5 waste yarn. So that's the lower part of your dress. I almost lost a stitch. I'll fix that with my loom hook. So I will now remove it with waste yarn. It's already there. When I will run out of waste yarn, it will release like that. Easiest way to remove to cast off. So now it's time to attach those knots and cut the excess of yarn. I don't cut too close to the knot, safer that way. And I will show you how I close those tubes after. There. Now I will do the upper part of the dress. I will cast on some waste yarn. It will be a little bit rough at the beginning. Don't worry. It's always tight on this. It will be okay. Not attached. So I do 5 rows of waste yarn, put that in the middle, come back with my yarn project, and I will do some cranking till I reach the number of rows that I need. So I will crank it. I put that a little bit faster, and when I will reach 30 rows, I will be okay to put some waste yarn to cast off. So I need 30 rows of project yarn. There. And put some waste yarn. I use some yellow. I will do 5 rows, and when I ran out of yarn, it will remove by itself from the machine. That it's off. Now it's time to close that tube. So the recipe was 5 waste yarn, 30 of project yarn, and 5 waste yarn. I will put that together like that, and with the hook number 4 or number 5, I will grab all the stitches one by one to sew it together. I will grab it and go on the other side. That's why I use different color waste yarn, so that way you could see your stitches better. So I'll go on the side and on the other side, and I will put it a little bit faster right now to save some time for the video. Grab it. When I arrive on the end of it, I will close my stitch with the tail of yarn that you could see on the table right now. Grab it. There. Almost finished. I will slow it when I reach the end of it, so don't worry. So I close it with the tail of my yarn and push it with my finger and thumbs. So now it's time to remove the waste yarn. To remove the waste yarn, you have to find the first row, but this time it was like it divides, so I will have to cut it. I won't be able to save it for this time. I will save the yellow one though. Yeah, the yarn was divided with the project yarn and my stitches, so I just see that I lose some stitches right here. I will fix it with my crochet, my hook, grab the stitch, and I will close it with the tail. And I got another one. I see the loop, and I will cheat with my wool needle. I will bring the tail closer to the stitch, so that way I'll be able to close it so you won't see. Oops. And we'll add those 2 tails in my work. So that's the top of the dress. As you could see, I did the same thing with the bigger part of the dress, and I had a tail of yarn around it to get it smaller. I just have to pull on it, but next time I will do like a different color yarn to do that, because at the end it's very hard to remove when you don't see which tail to remove. So the trick for that, since the bottom is bigger than the top, so you will grab 1 stitch on the upper part of the dress on top like this, and when you go down you will grab 2 stitch, because you have double on it on the bottom part. So I'll go grab 2 and grab 1 on the top. And the tail of yarn that I used to get my bottom part smaller to help me to sew it on the top like that, I will remove it at the end. So my dress will be stretchy, won't be tight. So I put that a little bit faster, and it could be a nice way to close a sleeve too for a sweater. I will do that for my sweater. I'm working on a sweater right now. It's not done yet, but I will try to finish soon. So grab one, grab two on the bottom, grab one on the top, almost there. When you arrive there, you will attach both of your tail together and do a double knot, and I did between your double layer dress. And you will remove inside the tail that you use to get it smaller to attach it together. I already removed it. I forgot to show it on the video. Sorry for that. But you have your little dress, it's done. So I put that on my doll. This is the back of the dress. I put a big ribbon that I have at home, but if you don't have any ribbon, the dress still stay on the Barbie, not the Barbie, but the doll, so you'll be okay. So don't worry for that. So part 3 is almost finished. So I just want to say thank you to watch all the video with me, and be there for next week video, because I always try to release one video a week, so don't miss it. So thank you so much for your support for my channel. I'm growing because of you guys. So ciao ciao, bye bye, love you.